Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, episode 6 of Catflap Chats. Firstly, just a big thank you to the Cardiff Blues. They've kindly donated the beers that we have each week. So, without further ado, I will open my beer. But the lad I got with me today, Mr. Joey Cordina, he, because he's such a good athlete, you have had coffee. So, and he's got his Pepsi as well.
That's as bad as it gets.
Pepsi.
So I can get a sponsor of him.
Yeah, we'll tag in Pepsi now. I'm genuinely excited about this one. I'm into my boxing massively. Obviously known you for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
I was looking through the accolades and where you've been and what you've done, and I was just like, fuck me, this is ridiculous. How does someone from Cardiff get to that level? How do you get in there? What are you doing at the moment? What's life like for Joey Cordina?
Well, first and foremost, getting there. To be honest, I was into my football and rugby.
Yeah.
I was playing. I was young. I started when I was about 6 playing football. I started 7 when I was rugby, but obviously under 8s.
Yeah.
And working my way up. But I was playing at a good level, like Cardiff schools all the way through district.
What position were you?
I was scrum half and outside half in the rugby.
Class.
I went from scrum half to outside half.
Yeah.
And then I went back to scrum half because I was better scrum half than I was outside half. But,
Yeah.
And then football, I played striker for most of the years I was playing, and then moved to left wing. But it I was just getting a bit tired of the football. I didn't get tired of the rugby.
Yeah.
I knocked the football on the head.
Where'd you grow up in Cardiff then?
St. Mellons.
St. Mellons, yeah.
So it's not the easiest place to get out of.
Yeah. Is that the CF3 massive?
Yeah. Gang.
Yeah. Is that where that comes from, is it?
No. I just started that. But yeah, it's not the best place to grow up. It is if you're like as a kid, even though it's quite a rough place.
Yeah.
You do feel safe because of the
community.
The community is so
yeah.
tight knit. But at the same time, to grow up and grow out of that area, and try and move on and better yourself and do things is very hard because obviously as you're growing up, the people you go around with, you can easily get influenced and easily get sidetracked and from what
choose the wrong path.
Choose the wrong path basically.
Yeah,
and,
of course.
A lot of people have got talent from CF3, but get caught up in that whole in that bubble and they don't end up doing anything. But for me, luckily I had good people around me, my mum, my dad, and directed me and just kept me on the right track and always reminded me this is what happens when you do the wrong things. Like I remember my dad used to bring, when I started gambling, and I was a bad gambler. I was losing thousands.
Yeah.
And
that's quite prevalent in sports for people.
Yeah. And it's not
I've been there, pal.
It wasn't, but it wasn't as I was a man. It was as I was a kid.
Oh, okay.
So I was gambling. Whatever money I got, I was gambling it.
Yeah. What, in the bookies or in the apps?
Bookies. I was going in some days, and before college, I was doing a one-er. If I come out then I'd go on my lunch. I'd do at least a one-er. Then after school, I won, but I wouldn't collect it unless it was a one-er.
Yeah.
So if I didn't double my money back, so if I bet on the old machines, you used to be able to bet £100, but then they capped it.
Yeah. Which
they only capped it a couple of years back, but now they've capped it for like £2 a spin or something like that. Yeah. So I wish they brought that up when I was young. But anyway, my father, he showed me what happens when you gamble. He brought someone around, I'm not going to name his name, he's a good family friend, and he said, this is what happens if you gamble. And he just was talking to me and telling me this is you will have nothing. Then I started drinking. No, I was just having a drink.
Yeah, of course.
But he he didn't bring him around. We were out somewhere, and he's one of a top rugby player. Anyway, I'm not going to name his name.
No, that's fine.
We sat there and he was like, listen, tell him. He said, women, my downfall is women and booze.
Same as me, pal.
No, but did you get me? But
yeah, of course.
He said I was doing my thing with the women and booze. He said, and that's what my downfall was.
Yeah.
Then obviously I don't do drugs, but you've had people. This is what happens, and he didn't bring him around, but he showed me this is what happens. And it always stuck in my head. And then people are dealing drugs from the area or whatever. He said, "This is what happens. You'll end up. There's only one way you'll end up is in jail."
I know some real good people who live down that. I played for Rumney, rugby,
same.
so we know some of the same people, and they're salt of the earth people. But I know what you mean. They get stuck in that society, and
it's hard to get out of.
You can't get out.
And people say, "Yeah, it's easy. You just gotta be." Yeah, it is, but sometimes it's so hard to get out of it.
Just got to graft.
You've just got to graft, and that's what I've done. He always kept me on the right path.
Yeah.
And from an early age, I've always said it. I will be multi-millionaire.
Yeah.
I'll be famous in whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I don't mean it famous. I just can't think of the right word for it.
Just the top level.
Yeah, top level in anything I'm doing.
Whatever you're doing. Yeah.
Whether it was rugby, football.
Yeah.
I didn't start boxing until I was 16.
16?
Yeah, well, no, 15, sorry, going into my, I think it was a couple months before my 16th birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm 28.
That's late, isn't it, for a lot of boxers to pick it up?
From where I got to in the short space of time, yeah.
Yeah.
Because within 2 years I was on the GB squad.
Yeah.
I was on there for 8 years, 7.5 years. So, or just shy of 7.5 years. So for me, it was all like a quick turnaround from packing in the boxing.
Yeah.
Starting I was boxing and playing rugby at the same time, but I just had to make that decision.
Yeah.
Because playing rugby as a scrum half, you want to think of your hands.
Yeah.
Especially going
into
rucks
and all that. Yeah.
And then trying to put on weight for the rugby because I was a small kid growing up. And then trying to lose weight for the boxing.
Yeah.
So it was like, what am I enjoying? And a kid and a teenager, you ain't worried about money, and you ain't worried
don't think about those things, mate.
You don't think about what could come of certain things. So for me, it was about what am I enjoying, and I was enjoying the boxing the most.
Where were you boxing?
I first started in Stable ABC, but I actually first went to a boxing gym. It was St Mellons.
Yeah.
And it was in Meadow Lane School.
Okay.
Tony Richards, who runs the Lanromy boxing gym, he was running it with Marlow Offside. And I remember the first time I went, my dad said, "Listen, you're going to the boxing gym." I said, "Okay, no problem." Me, I was always fighting on the pitch anyway, so I didn't really give a.
Were you feisty?
Yeah.
Bad temper?
Oh, I was fighting all the time.
Yeah.
And if it was a fight started, it'd be because of me. But at the same time, it was like, enough's enough now, it's got to stop. Because it was literally every week, and sometimes I get sent off, and if I seen something I didn't like, I'd run back on and crack out that. But so it was enough, so I went there, and you got a lot of travelling boys down there, and as a kid it's quite intimidating because they've all been fighting growing up, and I'm like, oh fucking hell, they can
they're tasty.
They're tasty then. I'm thinking, fucking hell, but obviously boxing gym is, you go in,
it's a different discipline,
of course, it's different discipline. You can fight, but then when you're trying to have a fight with someone that can box, it just ain't gonna happen, especially in boxing. So I had to learn properly, so I went to a proper boxing gym then, because I just found that they were just dropping me to Newport, making us run back, doing 100 hooks on the pads, 100 straights, and then we're fucking off home to go home. So for me, it was like, let's go to a proper boxing gym and then learn it properly. And then I did, and I started with Cliffy Seaton.
Fall in love straight away?
Yeah, well, I didn't want to box. If my dad didn't take me, on my first fight, I remember I was up in Lanexley. Yeah. And I was in the changing rooms.
Was it amateur?
Amateur.
Yeah.
First ever fight, and I remember it as clear as day. I'm thinking about it now, and I'm reliving it. So I'm sat in the changing rooms. Yeah. And I think it was. I had gone out because I went to the toilet. And it was in like a tent. What are they called?
Like a marquee.
Yeah, marquee. Yeah, big marquee.
Yeah.
So I've opened the curtain like that, and I can see my dad, and I'm thinking, fuck's sake. I'm thinking, fuck, what am I gonna do now? So I'm thinking, shit. And then I went back and I thought, should I just run? So I just go, yeah. I'm in the line sleep, but I'm thinking, should I just fuck it off? Maybe.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, nah, I can't. My dad's out there. If my dad wasn't there, mate, I was gone.
Yeah. Nervous?
Gone. I was shitting myself.
How long had you been boxing before that first amateur fight? 3 months.
3 months.
See, that's not long, like.
No, it's not. I was gone if my dad wasn't there.
Yeah.
And I thought, fucking, I can't. My dad's there. If my dad says do that, I'll do it.
Yeah.
If he said jump off that building into the river, I'll do it.
Yeah. You were really close to your family?
Yeah, my mother and my father.
I met your mother actually in a couple of days classes. Yeah, lovely.
So, so like for me, it was like, fuck, I gotta do this now.
Yeah.
And then,
did you win?
Yeah, I won my first 10.
Did you?
Yeah, so
Class.
actually, but yeah, he was a big boy as well. But yeah, I loved it. And when they raise your hand, that was it for me then.
Yeah.
It's game over.
It's funny, boxing, like, obviously I'm fucking nowhere near your level, but I stopped playing rugby and I needed to do something, so I'm a big lad anyway, and I don't train hard, I eat loads, I fucking drink and that. And someone messaged me, Darren Wilson,
okay.
and Brendan's gym, up in Landris, messaged me going, we're having a white collar. I went, alright, I'll have a go at it. Like, I can play most sports averagely, you know what I mean? So walk up, and he goes, I'd jump in the ring in. I was like, mate, I've never hit a bag, let alone fucking like gloves and all that. Anyway, get in, and there's this guy like MMA stance, and I was like, mate, just took my nose clean off. But in that instant, I was like, oh, there's something uplifting about it.
I was in, what was it? I was in Joe Malone in town earlier, and what did he say? She was like, we were on about shopping.
Yeah.
And she was like, you finished like shopping? I said, yeah, I'm finished. She was like, I said, most of I've done all mine a couple of weeks back, when I was in like Monaco and stuff like that. She went, no, I said where I was working. She went, no, where'd you work? And I was like, oh, I don't like really saying I'm a boxer. She was like, oh. She went, oh, I couldn't imagine getting it on the nose. I said, well, it don't fucking hurt. I said, but you just move your head and move your feet and you'll be fine. I was like, fucking hell, yeah. People realise, some people will fight for their face and take a couple to give one or two.
Dave Allen and people like that,
But you have, in boxing, it's hit and not being hit.
Yeah.
Exactly what AJ did on the weekend.
So of course.
That's boxing. Yeah. And some people just like to see.
They want to see knockouts.
Yeah, knockouts and people punch fuck out of each other. So, for me, it's just like you don't really feel it anyway.
It's that like you don't, do you?
No.
It's a fear thing. You're like, oh, I'm gonna get hit.
Yeah.
And then afterwards you go, right, do you not have an alley? Why can we do that? Like,
well, I was sparring it. Who did I spar not so long ago? And he caught me with a shot, and I thought, fucking hell, I should have took my chin clean off. And he caught me, and I just went, what? Come on in. But it like in boxing, you're gonna get hit. Yeah. Like, go swimming. You go swimming. You're gonna get wet, aren't you? So you just gotta prepare for it. And as soon as you get a hit once, that's it. You won't feel nothing.
Yeah.
And it's all adrenaline then.
The thing I found, and we'll come on to this later, that feeling as you're waiting to come out. So I've done a white collar in front of about 400 or 500 people, but I can imagine like some boxers. Now we'll go through your career in a minute, but some of the boxers who haven't been at that level and then managed to sign for a Matchroom, turning pro or something like that. They fight those small hall shows. They are fighting in front of 400 or 500 people. But the adrenaline then for me, I had my music playing. I think I had like Show Me Love, and walking out, I'm like out to the crowd, giving it the big one. Fucking, my legs are gone the minute the bell went, right? I lost my first fight. Everyone was like, it should have been a draw. Guy was a bit ripped up. Fucking, I was a big lad, like 120 odd, 125 kilos at the time. So I'm probably about 118 now. So I was a big guy. But that feeling, right? I've been to some mental nights out and I've done all sorts of stuff. I'll never ever replicate that feeling of walking out that very first time. What's it like when you do it 80,000 people in the Principality?
It was quite. And there will be people that watch it and think I'm chatting shit, but I genuinely, when I'm there and I'm walking out in front of, especially 80,000 at Principality, I think it was on Attackam. Yeah, it was on Attackam one, Joshua Attackam, and I was just looking on. I was thinking, "Fuck, this is amazing.
This is it, like.
This is amazing."
Yeah.
And genuinely wasn't nervous.
No.
In the changing rooms, you have your butterflies and you think, oh, you're like, fucking hell. Then I walked out and I'm looking around, I'm soaking it up. I'm thinking, I'm never going to do this again.
Class.
This is amazing. Then I got into the ring. You look around, you come back to the corner. I always go a circle of the ring. Come back to my corner, and then they're putting my gum shield in, and I'm thinking, fucking hell, this won't go off now. And then I'm thinking, fuck. And I'm just praying, just take your time. Like the announcer, just take your time. I'm fucking not ready to fight yet. So anyway, come to the. And as soon as I look into him, we're touching gloves, and I look into his eyes because I don't take my eyes off him.
Yeah.
So
some people don't look, do they?
They won't. Some people don't look at me, but regardless whether they don't look at me, I'm looking at them and I do not take my eyes off them. Yeah. Regardless of, you don't want that confrontation. Yeah. I'm not one of them that will put my head on you and want to have a fisticuffs before. No. But it's just for me.
Just look at the
We're gonna fight a minute. Yeah. Don't like I've had people come staring at me and giving me the big gun. Yeah. And then as soon as the bell goes, they want to come out and touch my glove. Fuck off. Nah. But anyway, as soon as we touch the glove, that's it. That's it. Gone. Nerves gone. Whatever I had feeling it's gone.
Do you have the same routine, like even coming through the amateurs? So you had although it was short, you had a fairly good amateur career, and obviously went to the Commonwealth as amateur.
Commonwealth, yeah.
GB. You went to 2016 Olympics.
Yeah, 2016.
Talk us through that. What was your build up to those like before you turned pro?
Okay, well, I start off. My first ever GB championships was 2007, I think. 2008. One of the 2007, I think it was. It was in Scotland, in Edinburgh. Yeah. I lost to Jazza Dickens, who is good pro fighter.
How did you get into the GB squad? How did you get picked up?
Well, I went to my first GB championships. Yeah. Lost to Jazza. Obviously, he was European silver medalist or bronze medalist at the time as a youth. I only had like 10 fights by this point. And he's had 50 odd fights. Of whatever he had. I think he only lost 2, but he was a top amateur Jazza. Lost to him. Then the next year I lost in the final. I beat a Scottish kid called Adam McPhee, I think he was, and lost to a guy called I can't think of his name, but his nickname was Conker. He had a big fucking nose. Anyway, lost to him, but I should have won. To be honest, I was hard done by. But anyway, but after my first GBs, I had a trial and I didn't get on, which I'm expecting not to get on because there was top boys there and whatever. Second year I went and I lost to in the final against that Conker. We got a trial again and then I got on.
What's the trial like?
It's quite intense. Each other? Yeah, pretty much. You've got like
a rugby trial, you just fucking play against each other.
Basically, you got like 5-6 boys, probably sometimes more, go into the trial in each weight. But then they narrow it down. You go back for another one. You go back for another one and whatever else. But I remember after No, sorry. Then it was the year after. We had another GPs and I boxed. Who did I box? Joshua Kennedy, English boy, in the semis. And then I boxed Josh Taylor in the finals.
Who's the champion now?
Yeah, world champion. Ring Magazine and whatever.
Yeah.
So he's done unbelievable. And then I had a trial again, and then I got on. But I only went to one trial, and then they were like, "Listen, you don't really need to come back," basically. Yeah. But then my second trial was, I trained with the actual GB squad and it was sparring with Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell. Who else was there? Martin Ward. Yeah. And Ian Weaver. And that was my trial basically, and I got on.
If you can stay amongst these boys, you're in.
So I must have done well because I got on. And from then I was on the GB squad for like I said 7.5 years. But
so is that like a team environment then? Because boxing is quite a solo sport in some respects. You've got your team around you in terms of trainers, but when you're in a camp of, I don't know how many boxers were in that particular camp. What's that like?
For me, it's like a youth club. It's fucking unbelievable. But then I loved it, and it's probably the best years of my life so far. Apart from obviously my kids and everything else.
Of course. Boxing wise.
Yeah. And it's obviously when you're fighting, you've got to knuckle down and get your head on the game or whatever else. But then you've got the boys that are coming up, trying to take your spot.
Yeah.
Like for me, when I was coming up, I'm trying to take his spot and his spot and whatever. So I'm hungry. I wanna. So I'm knocking all the fucking about on the head and whatever. My head's down. I want to get to there. But then when you get there, obviously you got to keep your spot.
Yeah.
Even though you have the laugh and whatever. But
is that harder?
Yeah, because
keeping your spot.
You got a lot of talented boys coming through.
Yeah.
You got like, for me it was like the McCormack. You had Pat first. Yeah. And then I held him off, but he was so good. Like he was like fucking hell. Yeah. Then he moved up weight. He's still growing. He's a kid. Then he got his brother. Held him off, but same again, class. Yeah. And he moved up because he was growing. And then you got the likes of Callum French, who's unbelievable. And you're trying to keep him off. Lucky I kept them off, and I kept them all off for however long I was there, and then got myself into the position to go to the Europeans. Went to the Europeans, medalled. I won a gold, and I think I was the 5th person to ever win a European gold from Britain. So for me, it was an unbelievable achievement, not just for myself, but for Britain and British boxing. And there's more Olympic gold medalists than there are European champions. Yeah. So for me, that was great. That put me in good stead. Then I went to the World Championships, lost to the Olympic gold medalist, eventual Olympic gold medalist, the Brazilian. And to be honest, I thought I was hard done by. I lost in the quarterfinals for a medal and to qualify for Olympic.
Yeah. What was that? 2012 then? Was it?
That was in 2012. I lost in against David Oliver Joyce. So yeah, I'll explain that.
Yeah, go on.
And then this was in 2015. This one, and I lost, like I said, in the quarterfinal to the eventual gold medalist. But then I went to my second qualifier, which I qualified straight away. Beat 4 good boys and actually beat 2 qualified. David Joyce, who beat me to qualify in London. Yeah. Which, to be honest, if I would have qualified, I wouldn't have done fuck all, because I was too inexperienced.
At 2012?
At 2012. I just turned senior within a year and a half, and I was still a boy, pretty much, and a novice in boxing. So for me, it was just like, okay, bite the bullet, get my head down. I wanted to turn pro after the Commonwealth Games.
Do you get approached? Do they approach you, or is it up to you?
No, it's up to you. But you do get people that do approach you. Yeah. But when after the Commonwealth Games, I was like, shit, fuck it, I'm turning pro. And then I remember sitting down with me, Josh Boatti, Fraser Clark, and we sat on the side of the ring and we were speaking to Ron McCracken, who's AJ's trainer. Obviously, he's our trainer for the GB squad as well. So.
Where were you training? Up in Sheffield, were you? Is that Academy of Boxing?
English Institute of Sport. Yeah. So obviously it's a lot of different sports here, but that's where the boxing base is. So we're on the side of the ring and he comes over and we're talking and we got about the pros and he's like, listen, stay on till 2016. He said, no one will want to know you unless you go to an Olympic Games. Yeah. You ain't gonna earn fuck all. Yeah. So I was like, oh, he's talking shit. He's like, listen, look how this one. He's just trying to keep us on, but when you think about it, he said, Eddie ain't gonna want you. Yeah. What are you gonna? What are you offering to? Yeah. Commonwealth Games. No one gives it. You're expected to win the Commonwealth Games. Yeah. No one gives a shit about Commonwealth Games. Obviously, in certain sports, it's a big thing. Yeah. In boxing, it's a big thing.
And as you're going through it, it's a big thing.
At the same time, a lot of the best in the world, especially in boxing, ain't in it. Yeah. Ain't in it. So it don't mean shit. Yeah. He said that don't mean shit. He said if you win a European or a world or an Olympic medal, he said no one will want you. He said then you'll be on the small hall shows. Yeah. And you'll probably have to pay your way. Yeah. He said when you go to Olympics, he said you'll have a platform. Yeah. He said you'll have TV, you'll have a promoter, and you'll have a solid solid income.
Yeah.
Said unless you do one of them, he said you ain't having nothing.
It's funny, man. Like,
stuck in my head.
People who obviously watch, they pay their pay-per-view on Sky or Matchroom or fucking Frank Warren, Box Office or whatever, BT, sorry. I don't understand, actually, the life of the average boxer is probably fucking hard. Like, I listened to someone the other week talking, there was a journeyman, and he'd had 100 odd pro fights.
They had more money than us.
And he'd won, I think he'd won something like 10 out of 100, for example. And every weekend he was just going to a different show, picking up a paycheck, and trying to fill him in. Sometimes he would, most of the time he wouldn't. Yeah. Off to work again Monday. He'd work through the week, training at night, and off again. And I was like,
you've got to remember, do you know when a journeyman, if it wasn't for journeyman, we wouldn't be able to like learn our craft basically in the pros, and the transition would be a lot harder. Yeah. Because our resume obviously is a lot better than a lot of the other fighters starting out. Yeah. So they'd expect us to jump in with great fighters, good fighters.
And you wouldn't progress.
And you wouldn't progress. Yeah. You might get beat, and then no one's going to want to know you. So when people say, "Oh, you're fighting mums," you're just learning. Yeah. Obviously, my learning stage was a bit quicker than a lot of other fighters because, like I said, the resume is when I was an amateur was a lot different to other fighters. Yeah. So by I think it was 7 foot 8 fight, I was fighting for a title. Yeah. My first title.
Am I right in saying the first like 5 or 6 fights you did? Principality. Yeah. Wembley. Yeah. Liverpool Echo. Yeah. York Hall. Yeah. What was the other one? Bramall Lane. So all stadiums apart from York Hall, which is iconic in boxing.
My first fight was Echo Arena. Yeah. Second fight was Wembley the week later. Third fight was York Hall. Yeah. Then it was Bramall Lane, Principality. No, then York Hall, then Principality.
02 you've done?
02. No, then the next one was
you did Cardiff. You headlined in Cardiff.
Yes,
I remember watching that.
So what was that? Echo, Wembley, Bramall Lane. So I got them mixed up.
York Hall, Principality, York Hall,
Principality, Ice Arena, 02, and then Monte Carlo.
What's the best one? What's the best one in terms of you're glad you boxed there, and the best one in terms of experience for the week?
The experience for the week. The experience for the week was probably the Principality for me. Yeah. Which one was it? Joseph Parker when it was. Yeah. The second one. That was unbelievable. But they were all great. For me, the best one as me fighting there was probably Bramall Lane.
Was it Kelbrook?
Yeah. I got out on just before. I think it was just before George Groves. Yeah. George Groves, then then Kelbrook and Errol Spence. So it was perfect slot.
Class.
But yeah, for me that second Principality was unbelievable. The build up and everything. Yeah. Like I'm walking around town and everyone's on a hype about boxing. So for me, it was wicked.
It's a great sporting city, Cardiff.
Oh, it's starting to pick up a lot now.
What's the difference between on an undercard, even if you're on AJ's undercard or someone of that caliber, to headlining your own? What's the difference in the feeling? Do you feel a bit more pressure?
I didn't personally, and it's not that. I say to people all the time. Pressure. This is why I said to you earlier about when I'm I don't really feel this nervous. When I boxed in the Olympic Games, you got to remember that 8 years or 7.5 years I was on the squad. It was all build up to making Olympic Games. Yeah. So when I got to the Olympic Games, it was like this is 7.5 years
of work
on top of me, and it was so much pressure. Yeah. And I was thinking, if this don't work out, I'm fucked. What am I gonna do? Yeah. Like, it's a waste for 7.5 years, and I'm thinking, fuck. Won my first fight, I lost my second, and had to buy in the first. So for me, it was like, right. But day by day over there, it was getting on top of me, and I'm thinking, fuck. But the pressure was unbelievable, and the nerves I had was, I've never been so nervous in all my life.
How do you deal with it? What do you do away from the boxing gym?
I just try and when I'm in as a pro, like I have my cousin with me all fight week. Yeah. And he'll tell you,
is that Luke?
Yeah.
He sent a question in earlier. Yeah, I'll ask him at the end now. Funny.
But yeah, I don't really think about a fight. I don't even watch the fight. My trainer will tell me who I'm fighting or whatever. If I know him, I'll have a little quick watch of them, probably a round or two. Yeah. And then that'll be it. I won't study because this is what I found. Like in amateurs, you might fight 5 times over 10, 15 days. Yeah. And you might win your first fights. The second day you don't know who you're gonna fight because you know out of 2 fighters, but there's no point watching.
Can't rehearse another 20, can you? Yeah,
of course. And then the next day you don't know, it's out of another foot. Then goes on and on. But if I study them and they come out and done something completely different, I'm like, oh my god, what is going on? He didn't do this when I was watching it. So I think, okay, I'll watch a little bit. Yeah. And then my coach watch it. Yeah. And then that's where we go. But I can adapt to certain things, and I believe I can anyway. And like I said, I don't constantly watch them. I just watch a little bit, let that stick in my mind. Work on the little bits I'm watching that I know would work against them. Yeah. Then let my coach take that as well. And then if he comes out and does something different, I'll know, because I'm not thinking this is what I've been doing all my camp and he's changed. I'm thinking fuck. So that's what I do. I don't watch them constant and just move from there. But yeah,
class, mate. It's a different level. So you've been to the Olympics. You've got that Olympic background. You went through that squad with some big names. Was Anthony Fowler, AJ, Leo Fies, and. I mean, they've all gone on to be good pros and world title challengers.
We've got Luke Campbell, AJ, Callum Smith, the Yafai brothers. Yeah. Who else is there?
Boatsi,
Akoli, Fowler. Yeah. You've got Fraser Clark still on there, but he hasn't turned pro yet. He's been on there the longest. He's been on like 12 years or something. 14 years. He'll have grandchildren really. There's loads. You've got Martin Woods. I'm in the gym with him now.
Just big names, and they've all gone on to do something.
Yeah, it's like Tom Stalker. Yeah. There's a photo of us in Mauritius, and I've got it on my phone somewhere, and the talent that's in that one photo. Yeah. It's on my Instagram somewhere. Yeah. And the talent is in that photo is unreal. And to think that was in one squad, how many champions are in there? Yeah. It's mind blowing.
Berserk. How do you get them from, there's a group of lads of you, hypothetically 10, 12, 15 of you, whatever. Yeah. What happens? Does Eddie give you a call, or how does that transition go from amateur, GB squad, Olympics? Are you going to do another 4 years, get to 2020, or are you going to go pro? How does that work?
Do
you have an agent then?
Yeah, I got a commercial manager. Nick. Which
did you have when you were an amateur? Is Ian?
No, he wasn't as my amateur, but he wanted to. Yeah. I just didn't think there was any need for it. Okay. I said once I've gone to the Olympic Games, then we'll talk. But he kept on and on and on. Yeah. But he's my commercial manager and agent now. So for me, when I turned pro, he was like,
about time.
Yeah. Come on.
You owe me a beer, like.
Yeah. So anyway, Eve organised sit downs with Eddie, Frank Warren. Yeah. This one, that one, and I'm doing my little bit on the side as well. Yeah. And getting offers on of certain people. Yeah. So you just you go and sit down with them and you listen to each one and what they can do for you.
Is it formal, or is it sit down over a coffee, or?
Yeah, well, when I met with Eddie, we went to Mayfair, sat down in
nice restaurant.
Yeah, it was like it was a mad little. I don't know what it was, a private club probably. Yeah. I had people opening the door for me. Oh, sir, do you want to take your coat? I'm like, fucking hell.
Don't get this and see it free.
Yeah.
Take your doors off.
So it was mad. So we sat down. and I didn't want to be a greedy fuck, and he's like,
Yeah.
"No, do you want any food?" I'm like, "Oh, I'll have a Caesar salad." So I had the salads, eating the salad, I'm thinking, fucking, this is good, you know. This is good.
He's making you taste the life, isn't he?
Yeah, he's fucking feeding it.
Yeah.
So anyway, even a Coke tastes better. It was mad. So
Glass bottle, probably.
It was. So anyway, sits down, and it was just like a loose conversation, like as we're doing now, and having the crack as well.
So see, like, he seems. I met him briefly when I did that stuff with Capital and the AJ fights, and he seems like a funny guy.
Yeah.
But then the minute the camera was on, he just different and knew his stuff.
Yeah.
Like the transition. Has he seen No Context Hearn, and does he love it?
He must do, because do you know what? I followed it on Twitter.
Yeah.
Anyway, but my missus, we were driving on the way home from London 2 days ago, and she just was non-stop. She was non-stop laughing all the way home.
Yeah.
Watching Instagram No Context Eddie, so I got home straight away and I followed it. And I was walking in town earlier, and there was one on there, and it just creased me. I can't remember what it was, but it creased me up. But he must watch it.
Oh,
sure.
mate, they are funny. They are funny.
He's probably fucking the one doing them.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a nice guy, proper, and obviously, like you said, he knows his stuff. He's a good businessman, and he looks after his fighters. So for me, it was an
easy decision.
Yeah, for me, it was an easy decision. Who you got to think who's doing the most.
Yeah. He's running it.
I went to a show, obviously, because AJ is a good friend.
Yeah.
When we were still on the GB squad, he was pro. He was fighting for his his titles, his world title.
Yeah.
And I remember the one show we went to, we didn't go together, we all met up, we all sat together, me, Buatsi, Fowler, Cody, Kez, who else, and the McCormacks. And we sat there, and I'm watching, it was in Manchester Arena.
Yeah.
Is it Manchester? Yeah, Manchester Arena. And I'm sat there and I'm thinking, fucking hell, this is what I want.
Yeah. It
was when Kal Yafai also won his won a title, I think. Or he might have won it or defended it or whatever, but I can't remember. And I'm sat there and I'm thinking, fucking, this is it. This is what I want. And from that day, then it was like sort of, that was just like on top. It was on top of. You got Frank, you got this one, you got that one. Eddie was always there, but then on top of that, you got that was just selling it for me as well. I said I just want to be a part of these shows. Yeah. And it just.
He's delivered on it, to be fair.
He's the man. Yeah. There's no one out there doing shows like him. Yeah. And you're in the top hotels. Yeah. We were in Monte Carlo. I just felt like royalty over there. Yeah. I got people, jump in, Joe, in the car. You know, sir. Fucking hell. Why can't people do this back home?
Money, mate. That's right.
Exactly. So for me, it's just, it was no. That was it. For me.
No brainer.
No brainer for me.
You haven't looked back since.
Never. I've never looked back.
So we all know you're on 11 fights, 11 wins, 7 knockouts, 4 titles, 2 different weight classes. Yeah. Super feather and lightweight. Yeah. So I was looking at some of the if you want to get to the top, it's this into you. You've got the drive and ambition. You've definitely got the talent. World champions in these divisions. I had a little look just to see some of the names because again with boxing, I'm fairly. I'd like to think I know a little bit, but I'm also fairly armchair in terms of. I couldn't tell you what weight divisions people are in, but I know who they are.
Yeah, of course.
Super featherweight, Leo Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
Tevin Farmer. Yeah. Jamal Herring. Yeah. I hadn't heard of the other one. Sorry. Lightweight.
Wait there, and it's Burchelt.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Probably Burchelt's the best one.
Is he? I've never watched him fight. See.
He's a tough guy.
Is he?
Yeah.
Right. So that's super feather. Which one would you choose to stay at if you had a choice? Super feather or lightweight?
Super feather all day.
Yeah? You struggle to power or
it's not that, they're just a lot bigger.
Yeah.
They're a lot bigger and the champion's a lot harder.
So I was looking at the weight division. So super featherweight's 59 kilos. Yeah. Right? I think my missus weighs about fucking 52. I'm going to send her in. And then lightweight 61.2. So that, like, I'm massive, so it doesn't make a difference to me. Does it really make a difference, that sort of 2-3 kilos?
Yeah, but the way I was making weight before.
Yeah.
At 61.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing it right. I wasn't making weight right, and when not my last fight, the one before when I boxed Gavin Gwynn.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I made the weight properly, 100% professionally.
Yeah.
I was calorie counting.
Yeah.
And I was mainly veggie based the whole camp.
Yeah.
Do
you find it helps you cut weight easier and make weight easier?
Yeah, of course, and obviously you with like veggie based and calorie counting, I can eat a full meal, feel full, and obviously I'm losing weight as well as. Obviously, when you get closer to the fight, you have to sort of cut down on your portions and everything else. But I made it comfortable, and there was no issue. And then
what do you get up to after a fight? How much do you have to lose? Do you reckon?
My last fight, I went a bit too heavy and I went silly. It was hanging on my other cousin, which is Luke's brother, Adam. He eats non-stop. And then you've got Faye.
Faye loves it.
Food mad. He won't put his hand in his pocket, but he just wants food constant all the time. Joe, should we go food? Okay, you paying?
I'll drive.
It's my birthday. Oh, is it?
8 birthdays.
It was last week your birthday, you fucker. But no, I put on, I think it was the heaviest I went up to, and the heaviest I've ever been is 11 stone 3. Yeah. So it was a bit, I put on a bit much, and I was in Malta at the time as well, so I remember my dad's, he went, jump on the scales. He went, jump on the scales, fat boy. I went,
can you tell straight away?
Yeah, I know, Dad, give it a rest. He went, jump on them fucking scales.
Is he tasty, your old man?
Fucking, I wouldn't fight him anyway. But it's not that now. He's like, listen, I got a bit lippy with him on the phone and he said something. I went, oh, Dad. He went, listen, fuck face. He went, you're only a flight away, because he's in Malta at the time. You're only a fucking flight away. He said, don't keep on with me.
Class.
So
keeps you grounded, that.
Yeah, of course. And I said, anyway, that was that. But he went, jump on the scales. I jumped on, and I was 11.3, and he went, he said, you ain't gonna make that weight no more. I went, I said, oh, Dad, I said, this the heat. I said, I'm holding water. He went, yeah, and that was in the morning as well. So I was like, fuck's sake. So I got home. When I got home, I trained. Yeah. I was training properly then, and it dropped off me. Yeah. And I suppose it was water, obviously the heat, and I was eating silly out there as well. Yeah. Waking up for breakfast, going getting pasties and stuff, eating like 3-4 pasties. Yeah. And then not even like 2 hours later, I'm eating again.
The thing is, I suppose like what people might not understand is the training that you guys put yourselves through. 12, 10, 8 weeks leading up to a fight. It is so strict. And then why can't you have that week off? Yeah, but then you can have a week, then 2, then 3. It'll start to build, won't it?
Of course. And for me, I normally, this is what I do. I normally have 2 weeks of doing nothing and just family time, because I spend a lot of time away from home. Yeah. Where's the gym here? Essex. Brentford. So I'll do like 2 to 3 weeks at a time. Come home for a weekend, see my kids, shoot back up. Yeah. And so I like spending some time. I'll do 2 weeks of nothing. Yeah. And then I'll start training again. Yeah. And then go from there. And I train, as you know, I train every day, especially when I'm home, even when I'm in camp. So, for me, I got to have that time of just feeling normal.
You need to also, I think, mentally refresh a bit as well. Yeah, it's so mentally taxing.
I sit up in Essex, in Brentford. I live on the side of Tony's house. Yeah.
On your own?
Me and Ricky Burns.
Oh yeah.
Ricky Burns,
Scottish.
Yeah, freeweight world champion. Yeah. So, to learn off him is great. Anyway, it's an honour to be around him constant. Yeah. But he built an annex for us, like upstairs, downstairs. So we're in there. But sometimes he's not in camp, and when I'm in camp and I'm on my own in camp, I'm sat there and I'm thinking, fucking, what's life? What is this? Why the fuck am I boxing? Yeah. I could be chilling or doing something else, and I'm thinking, fuck it. This is my last fight, this is it. But this is when I'm making weight. Yeah. And then I'm craving the chocolate, I'm craving the crisps, I'm craving
it's always worse than when you can't do
the
it.
cans of pop and whatever. Yeah. And then you're just thinking, fuck it. But then obviously when you do it and you get it all done, it's all worth it. But it is a lot harder than people think.
What is your motivation? What drives you?
Now it's my kids. I just want to be able to give them whatever they want and be able to give back to my mum and my dad, because they brought me up right. They gave me everything as a kid, whatever they could afford, and I just want to be successful. Yeah. I've always said it. I'm just meant to be a millionaire. Yeah. I'm meant to be, and I've always said it, always, and I will get there. It's not if, it's when. Yeah. But it's just obviously you gotta in boxing, nothing happens overnight. No, of course. Unless you're fucking Lomachenko. Do you get me?
That guy is ridiculous.
Oh, he's mad, isn't he? Mad. But,
have you met him? What's he like?
Yeah, I remember in the World Championships. It was in, what else was it? Baku.
He's one of the lightweight guys I got written down.
Yeah.
Devin Haney and Comey as well.
Yeah, Richard Comey. Yeah. So I was in Baku, and we're at the weigh-ins, and to see the doctor, you obviously weigh in. No, you see weigh in, see the doctor. Yeah. And whatever else. So as you're in the queue, it's a big long queue of chairs, and you go in. They let you in like a 10 or by 10 or whatever. You sit down on the chairs, and you just keep moving down and see the doctor, weigh in, whatever.
Musical chairs. Like.
Yeah, that's what it's like. But I was sat next to him. Yeah. It's only like this big.
Is he?
I think I'll batter him. I'll batter him. And what's all I fuss about? And then obviously he is what he is, and he's unbelievable.
I love him, mate.
And he's for so many years I've just watched him and tried to nick little things off him, but he's so unorthodox, and you just can't teach or learn what he does. He's just in a league of his own at this present moment.
So he is unbelievable. I absolutely love him. What's a training week look like for you guys? So again, like I see you when you're back in youth fit, and I'm like, oh, come on, let's step in the ring for a bit of body sparring. Luckily, it's not happened yet, but you always go, catch me now this week, because I'm just about to start camp. 6 weeks time, you're fucking dust. Yeah. What's a training week look like for you guys?
This is like obviously when I go up on a Monday. Yeah. So I'll go up on a Monday, I'll train, like it'd be like pads, bags or whatever. Then again, I'll say when I've started my sparring. So when I start my sparring, I'll go up and I'll jump in straight into sparring. Once I've drove, I'll stay there for 20 minutes, get ready, jump in sparring, maybe 8, 10, 12 rounds, whatever. Then I'll do a couple of bags after, a couple of pads, floor work. And then on a Tuesday, we change every week our run, and it's mainly like fast-paced stuff.
Hill sprints and
hill sprints. Like that. We got a run called the Triangle, and that's an absolute killer. So say for instance, we start off on 4 triangle, we start off on 6 hill sprints, but we got 2 different hill sprints. We got the outdoor ones, like the road ones, and we got the grass ones, and the grass ones are like that.
Yeah, I think I've seen that on the story.
So we do that. That's at 7 in the morning. Yeah. Then we come back in. I always come back in around about 12, 1 o'clock. Do our bags, pads, circuits, whatever. Then that's at 12, 1. Then at 5, half 5, I got my strength and conditioning. So on a Tuesday I'll have 3 sessions.
So they do strength and conditioning last after you've exhausted your body?
Yeah. Basically it's
12-hour day. That's
tough. Of course it is, but it separates the membrane of
fucking hell, yeah.
And if you can get through that, you can get through anything. Yeah. Wednesday will be your long steady run. I try and do it in the morning before my spar, so it makes my spar a lot harder. Yeah. And then even if you're tired, you can get through the spar, and then
your engine's there.
Your engine's there.
How long are you running?
Between 50 and an hour and 10.
Okay.
So only steady runs and just a fat burn.
Is that 10, 12k?
About that. Yeah. So we do that, then we do your sparring then in the afternoon, and then the Thursday will be the same thing. Will be your fast runs in the morning. So we do sledge, track, and steps. Now they're 3 killers. At an end of a week as well. They just your body's already killing.
Legs are heavy.
And then to get through one of them sessions is ridiculous. And then you do your bags, pads, whatever in the afternoon. Friday as well.
Who's sorting out your food and all that? And do you got a nutritionist?
No, my strength and conditioning coach helps me out with my food. Like, just not so much in telling me what to eat. He just gives me options and like what he thinks will be better for me. What sort of foods? So like I do my own food. And
cook it all.
Yeah,
and
I
like,
cook it all.
Back it up and that. Yeah.
I don't prep it. I just do it as I go. Cause
okay.
Some days I might not feel like eating. That.
I suppose you've got 4 hours between sessions or 3 hours. You've plenty of time.
So I've got plenty of time. So for me, and then Friday, obviously we got sparring, and then I come home. Say I come home on the Friday. I'll go David Lloyd's or UFIT in the evening then. So that's a normal week.
Is that 10, 12 sessions through the week?
Yeah. So.
Fuck, that's a lot, man.
And then I train on the weekend as well.
Yeah.
So it's.
Do you give yourself a day off still?
Yeah. It depends. The closer I get to the fight. It depends on where my weight is.
Oh, okay.
It might be on my day I'm meant to have completely off. I might just do a long steady run.
Yeah.
But
it's really slow.
Yeah, it's really slow and just a plod.
Yeah.
Or maybe swimming. But yeah, normally I give myself one day completely rest.
Fuck, that's mad. Who's in the gym now with you? And you got Ricky Burns, Conor Ben,
John Ryder.
Oh yeah.
Martin Woods, John Doherty.
What's the crack like? Good boys?
Yeah, proper.
Yeah.
You've got Felix Cash, Charles Frankham. Who else is there? John Doherty, Ted Cheeseman.
Oh yeah. Who's the funny one? Who's the one you'd want to take on tour? Like, keep the boys going.
Charles Frankham's the funniest kid I've ever come across. Yeah, it's proper. They all got a good crack, man.
Right.
You ain't got a dry one in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all mad. Obviously you've got Ted, he's funny.
Yeah.
Who else you got? John Ryder's funny. And I usually got Martin Ward, obviously. In the same, we're all in the same gym. A lot of us have come out with the GB squad as well.
Yeah, so you've been together for years then.
So like especially me, Martin, Felix.
Yeah.
Who else is there? Yeah. So we've all done a couple of years together. I'm saying a couple of years as if we've been in jail or something. Yeah, we've all done a few years together.
Feels like it probably sometimes.
Yeah. Well, when you go to fucking Belarus and you're sat in a room with fucking cockroaches running about. Oh, it's madness, man. Some of the places I've been is unreal. Madness.
What would you be if you weren't a boxer? Do you reckon you'd have made it as a footballer or rugby player?
I think I would have done rugby, yeah. Yeah. 100%. I don't know if I'd be playing for Wales, but I don't know if you know Dash Llewellyn. He used to be scoring out for Wales back in the 90s. On a Saturday I used to do like one-to-ones with him. Yeah. Just like brush up on certain things.
Techniques and
techniques and he still is to this day now. He says to me, he said, you would have played for Wales 100%. That's my life on it. And he always says to me, I see him in David Lloyd's. Yeah. Always says it to me. But who knows him. I took on the boxing instead and I'm doing okay, so
you're doing alright, mate.
Yeah, I don't want to look back.
What's what you're into your fashion, your music, and how else you into? We see you with nice threads on, and a lot of your mates are into music and stuff like that, aren't they?
Yeah, I love shopping. Yeah. I'm like a bird when it comes to shopping. Shopping. I love food. Yeah. I love food. I just like eating in nice places. Yeah. Like when I go with Faye, Faye's like, oh, this is lovely.
Down City Road, like.
He wouldn't know good food if it slapped him in the face.
Mate, to be fair to him, like when we go Surrey or like places like that, I'm like, oh, banging happy days.
But you're a rugby boy, do you get me? So they anything.
Yeah. I see some of the meals that you have on Instagram and that when you put it up. Is it the place in there's one restaurant you go to quite a lot and I can't think of what it's called now.
Where was it?
Down by the gym in Essex.
Sheesh.
Yeah. Looks. That's it. Yeah, Chigwell. Looks banging, mate.
Yeah, I was meant to go yesterday, but I had a bit of a dodgy stomach, and And
well, you're like a regular in there now. Got your own seat.
Nah. They don't give a shit who you are.
No.
If you ain't got the right club on coming in, you
Is it?
You ain't coming in. So yeah, it's quite. They don't give a shit who you are up there, because there's so many like people going through the door, especially like famous people, influencers,
footballers and all that. Yeah.
But even then, you ain't got the right club on, you ain't coming in. And like downstairs is a restaurant. You can have your trainers on, whatever. Yeah. But to go upstairs, you have to have shoes on. Yeah. It doesn't matter who you are. So
fair play.
Which fair enough is what it is, and I think that's why it attracts people. Like sometimes when you ain't able to go in certain places, or it's how can I say, an exclusive sort of place, automatically people want to go there. Yeah,
of course.
So it's just like,
mate, say no to someone, they'll just do it anyway, or they'll try and do it.
Look at this, David Lloyd, for instance. Yeah. You've got to be a member, and it's quite a private thing.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
No, it's not cheap, because it's not cheap and it's quite private, and it's like that. Automatically, people want to go there.
Yeah, of course.
And it's mad to think.
Fear of missing out,
isn't it? Yeah, FOMO.
FOMO, it is definitely.
So yeah, it's
it does look baggy, mate. I said to Thea, I said, next time you're fighting, because I've been away for a couple of your fights. You're fighting your ear. One, I want to come down to the gym, and I just want to see, because he comes down all the time.
Yeah.
I want to come down with him and just see what the crack is and whatever. I want to go to that restaurant, so I'll bring some lights so I can close. But I'm definitely going to come to one of your fights as well. Obviously, I'd seen in the Principality and that, but I mean one of the ones not here, like
of course.
O2 or whatever like that. What's next for you, pal? What's in the pipeline, mate? Obviously, you just fought in Monaco a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
You got your 4 titles. What's the next step?
For me, I'm hoping to get out in March, April time.
Yeah.
Maybe before. But in my head, I'm aiming for March.
Yeah.
April. Hopefully, it's going to be a big fight on, or a big arena, or whatever. Yeah. Someone having a big show on. I don't really care where it is really, but I just want to get out in March, April time, and get a little bit closer to a world title for myself. Yeah. And maybe. What's
next in terms of the titles to get to worlds?
It depends. You've got a European, but you can bypass the European.
Yeah.
Like if you look on BoxRec now, I think if you just go,
scroll up,
scroll up. What am I? I'm
23 there.
I'm 23 now, so I've moved up, and I'm second behind Carl Frampton.
Yeah.
So, I was 20 the other day, and now I'm 23 in the world. So, and that's on BoxRec. Yeah. So to be 23 in a world title could come in the next 3-4 fights. Yeah. Depending on who I beat.
Yeah.
So for me, and obviously points wise, I think I'm number 13 in the WBA.
So once you're in that top 10, obviously, that's where the opportunities start coming.
That could come in anytime. That could come now. Yeah. You're getting people up there ranked 20th in the world and in the WBA or the WBC, and they're getting a title shot. So for me, it can come at any point. But at the same time, you don't want to run before you can walk. Yeah. I'm still learning. I'm still progressing. Yeah. And my last fight was a step up. Yeah. And I handled it very, very well. And
watched it drunk in Lab 22.
I'm
not forgetting my birthday.
So for me, like, for me, it's just like each fight I'm getting better. I'm feeling more comfortable. I'm finding my feet, and I thought I handled it well, and I didn't feel out my depth at any point, and I just got to keep building on it now and not get complacent. And
do you pick routes? Do you pick which avenues to go? Because you see these things. And this is the other thing with people, like there's people, they see the politics, but they don't see what goes on behind. So if to the naked eye, someone looking on Twitter, for example, why won't AJ fight Tyson, or why won't AJ fight Wyatt? There's a lot behind it. Do you kind of plan a route out with Eddie and your trainers to go, look, we want to kind of go down the WBC route because of that's the belt or that's the person, or we think that's the quickest way to world?
Yeah, but you've got to just get to a world title, isn't it? The quickest, the easiest way possible. Yeah. And then that's when money starts coming into play and whatever. But like, when you look at the likes of AJ, when he had the top 3 titles, and people saying, why ain't you fighting Tyson Fury? You're a shit ass. Why the fuck would you fight Tyson Fury? He's got nothing that he wants. Yeah.
That's just money, and you don't need money.
You don't need money. The money's always going to be there.
Yeah.
Deontay Wilder, for instance, now, why won't they fight? They can't come to an agreement, and I think they're saying this Eddie and whatever, But I think it's Deontay Wilder, and I know I'm probably sounding biased because of AJ and he's a mate of mine, but at the same time, why does he have to go to America to fight him? I know he went to Ruiz, but obviously he was trying to open a market up, but for him over there. But why would he go over there to defend his titles against someone? He holds all the AJ holds all the cards.
Brings all the money. Yeah.
Deontay Wilder don't. Yeah, he's dangerous, and it will be I'll be on my edge of my seats.
Yeah, I'll be nervous.
I'll be like this.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think he's more than capable of beating Deontay Wilder. Same way, it's just who turns up on the night. But for me, he holds all the cards. Why won't he fight Fury? He don't offer him anything apart from money. Wilder, he holds the belt. So I think they should fight.
I seen today Dillian White's now mandatory for the Wilder.
But it has to be before February 2021. So they'll drag that on as long as possible. Yeah. But
who wins? You got to put the four of them there. Who comes in with all four belts?
It's a difficult one. Like, I think AJ beats Fury.
Yeah.
I think Fury beats Wilder.
Yeah.
I think Dylan.
I'd enjoy him versus Wilder. See Dylan White versus.
Yeah, Dylan. I think
because Dylan
Wilder. Yeah.
Power, like.
I think Dylan beats Wilder.
Yeah. And then AJ beats Dylan.
Yeah, but then you look how much Dylan has progressed.
He's really cool.
And then you look at him, and he's not the same fighter that he was when AJ beat him. But then again, nor is AJ. From his performance the other day, he just showed me that I've never seen him move like that on his feet before.
And that's what people used to say on Twitter. Again, like, I don't know the guy. Fortunately, I've met him a couple of times. Seems a real nice fucking guy. Right? But you look on Twitter and all these armchairs who literally would never have a white collar boxing fight. Robotic fucking dog shit, and you're just like, mate, step in a ring and do 12 rounds of pads, let alone actually fight someone
for 3 minutes. As well. It's just like you can't please everyone. Do you get me? Do
you get a lot of shit on social?
No, I don't.
I was looking for mean tweets yesterday, right? Looking for tweets of people like fucking slagging you. Man, I couldn't find.
No one really does. But I don't give people the opportunity to. Like, if they do, then I don't bite back to them.
Yeah.
That's their opinion.
Yeah.
So let them crack on. They don't have a how can I say, they don't affect me in any way, like my life. They don't. It's just
doesn't impact you a bit.
Don't impact me. So for me, it's just like, okay, it goes straight past me. Look, I slipped that one. It doesn't. You're wasting your time.
Yeah. People are so angry.
Yeah, but
so angry.
For me, like, luckily, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
So, future world champion. We'll fucking come back and do another one when you pick up the belts, boy.
100%.
I'm going to finish off with some questions for some people. There's nothing too bad. To be fair, I had loads of people just like, hi Joe, love you, fucking great.
Yeah.
Good luck in your next fight. You know, what's next and that. So there are some actual questions though. Joe Cassia in the gym.
Yeah.
She said, if you could make a complete boxer, have you ever seen her box?
No, but we must have been in the same tournaments. I've seen her on the pads.
Unbelievable, mate.
I've seen her on the pads, but
she's unbelievable. She's had like 70 amateur fights.
Yeah, we must have been in a few of the same tournaments.
She just missed out on the Olympics 2012, I think.
Yeah, we would have been in the same tournaments.
She's unbelievable, mate.
Yeah.
Don't get fucking knocked down by her. If you could take the best bits from different boxers to make the perfect boxer, who would you take from who? What would you take, from who?
What would I take?
So like footwork from so-and-so, defence from so-and-so.
I'd take footwork from Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yeah.
He's my all-time favourite fighter.
Is he?
Sugar Ray Leonard. My combination punching from Marquez.
Yeah.
And style-wise and how he shapes up, and counter-punching from Canelo. Put them three together and that's
you have the best boxer that's ever lived.
Yeah, personally.
Class. Like Canelo's made a different level. So you've had Kai and Smith. What was your toughest fight and why?
My toughest fight was probably my last one, because of he could punch one.
Yeah.
And how can I say, his experience.
Was it a step up in level?
Yeah, it was. But I didn't feel
compared to who you'd fought before. I mean.
Oh yeah, from who I fought before.
In terms of opponent, he was another level again.
He was another level again. But yeah, like I said, he could punch one. So you have to be aware of that. And he was so unorthodox, how he was switching and then coming. His body punching and how he switched their head and body was just really unorthodox, and I found that quite tricky to get used to at first. Yeah. But yeah.
Class. Frankie Ratford, did you win your first amateur fights? You said you won 10 on the bounce.
First time.
Some start, that is. So when you lost your first amateur fight in one of the championships, was it?
GB Championship.
GB Championships.
No, sorry, in a Welsh Championship, sorry. My first ever final against Nico Morrison.
Okay.
But I avenged that 3 or 4 times.
Just get that in there. One of my mates messaged in, rate my skills and what potential would I have in the heavyweight division.
Yours? Well, your skills are quite good, to be fair. I've seen on the pads loads.
If I got rid of this drum, mate, I might go amateur.
Yeah, don't fucking come in my weight, though. We start you off in super middle. Out of 10?
Yeah.
I give you a good 7.
I'll take that.
And
give me a 12-month training camp.
And what was the end there? What's his chance in the heavyweights?
What's the chances in the heavyweights?
No chance. You are fucked. Hey.
How long do you reckon I'd last in a ring with someone like a Dave Allen, and then someone like an
Dave
AJ?
Allen would walk you down.
Just wouldn't let me go.
You'd be fucked. You'd be doing. Do you know what fade is with me when the body's fine?
Yeah.
Trying to keep up. That's what you'd be like. But AJ, you'd probably last a good minute.
A minute. If I can take that, probably longer than the last one I misses anyway. Isaac Warrior said, what's the best way, you mentioned this earlier actually, what's the best ways to lose weight in the short term and the long term, but in a proper way?
I found in 2 weeks, I didn't check my weight for 2 weeks and I was plant-based.
Yeah.
I didn't go completely vegan.
Yeah.
Like, I was eating vegan meals.
Yeah.
Like the vegan shawarma, vegan meat and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I was eating that, but I wasn't completely... even completely veggie based as well. I was sometimes having a bit of chicken, a bit of fish or whatever.
But just cut right down.
Yeah, but cut right down. I probably have it once or twice a week.
Yeah.
But I was eating mainly veggie based on everything.
Yeah.
And I was calorie counting also.
Yeah. Do you eat a lot of carbs?
Only on high days, like say for my high intense days, like my sparring, I'd always do it on my sparring days.
Yeah.
Or the night before. Like I'd have like a bowl of porridge the night before my sparring.
Yeah.
So it fuels me ready for the spar.
Yeah.
Then you just top up on it.
Class.
Your food, breakfast in the morning.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's amazing.
Happy days. So Cam Adida, he said, what age did you take it seriously? You said this, what, 15 was it?
Yeah, as soon as I fucking went in. I
don't fell in love.
Yeah, I don't go in, like, even with football, rugby, I don't go in there and just have a laugh. Yeah.
Go in to win.
Go in there to win, and I'm playing on FIFA, I've smashed about fucking 10 pads in the last year. It's
lose your head, like.
Yeah. I
just want to win at all costs.
Listen, I remember, this is all competitive Ironman things, I will fight over things like that. Yeah, but me, I was playing my mates. Well, I thought I was playing my mates.
Yeah.
My dad was shit hot on FIFA back in the day.
Yeah.
This is when the fucking controller pads were linked to the...
Yeah, the PlayStation 1 and 2.
PlayStation 1 and 2, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm playing like this, I'm sat in this chair. My mate Sweeney... No, my dad's there, my mate Sweeney. But my dad got one of the controllers linked, but also Sweeney's got a controller.
Yeah.
But it looks like Sweeney's playing, so I'm playing and Sweeney's beating me. So my dad's like, they're all taking a piss at me and I'm fuming. But it's only my dad playing.
I can see the anger in your face now, like.
Only my dad's playing. I fucking blew up. I started crying and everything. I wanted to fight Sweeney. But, that's all like competitive I am on.
Just win at everything.
I've just got to win. And if I don't win,
look out, like.
Oh yeah. Got fail, I'll tell you.
Yeah, class.
Yeah.
Do you know Dav Rees?
Yeah.
He goes, do you remember Cardiff School's under 15s? All scrapping in a room and you beat the old squad up wearing pillows as gloves like.
Oh. we used to have some fucking laugh on them toes. The 15s, man.
Funny,
I love that.
Good times. Thayer's said him, why does he call you Swinty?
I don't know. He says I do this all the time.
With your eyes.
But obviously, the question is, why do I call him Porky?
Hey, look, we had him on last week, a Muslim eating pork.
It's no good, that, is
bad,
it?
That is, mate. That's bad.
Why, he's always in the toilet?
Bad belly.
Yeah.
And then your cousin Luke messaging, I heard you take a lucky person to bed the night before a fight every fight. True or false?
True, yeah.
Who is it? Him, is it?
Yeah, I got to put a pillow down the boxes. So block the back doors. Cause he thinks I'm his missus. One leg over. Get the fuck off me. But yeah, he stays with me all through fight week from like whenever I go into the hotel.
Yeah.
Stay with me.
Was that normally Monday, Tuesday, or whatever?
Normally like Tuesday, Wednesday.
You do press conferences and all that. And
so
you
he's with me constant.
sparring.
From my first fight, so
Yeah.
they'll come in and he'd be staying in the same bed.
Yeah.
If they say, "Oh, do you want a double room?" No,
just have it now.
have it.
Yeah.
Jump in, and the hotels, the big beds are massive. Over there, put up one pillow there. He's still trying to fucking fling his leg over.
One in there.
Yeah.
Class.
But, yeah, it's good, man.
Hey mate, I've really fucking enjoyed that, pal.
Yeah.
We'll do this again when you bring those world titles home, right?
100%.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Appreciate it, pal. That was Joe Cordina, ladies and gentlemen, episode 6 of the Catflap Chats. Just once again, a big thank you to the Cardiff Blues who have donated a few beers for the next couple of podcasts. So get down there and watch the games across Christmas on the 26th against Dragons and the 3rd against the Scarlets. Over and out.
Sweet.